Hey, book lovers! Imagine growing up in a world without doctors, schools, or even a birth certificate to prove you exist. No TV, no books, no internet, just the rugged mountains of Idaho and the survivalist teachings of a family convinced the world is on the brink of collapse. Sounds like something out of a dystopian novel, right? Well, today, we're diving into the memoir Educated by Tara Westover, a true story that's stranger and more inspiring than fiction. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's unpack this mind-blowing tale of resilience, rebellion, and the transformative power of education. Part 1. The Isolated World of Tara's Childhood. Tara Westover was born in rural Idaho into a strict, survivalist Mormon family. Her parents, especially her father, distrusted the government, hospitals, and schools. As a result, Tara and her siblings were homeschooled, or rather, not schooled at all. Education wasn't a priority in their home. Instead, the Westover kids spent their days working on the family's junkyard business, often performing dangerous tasks with little to no safety precautions. Her father, whom Tara refers to as Gene in the book, believed in preparing for the days of abomination, a time when the government would collapse, and the family would rely on their stockpiled food and homemade remedies to survive. To Gene, public schools were breeding grounds for government propaganda, and modern medicine was part of a grand conspiracy. If you broke a bone, you didn't go to the hospital. You went to Tara's mother, who worked as an herbalist and unlicensed midwife. This extreme isolation left Tara with massive gaps in her knowledge. She didn't know basic historical facts, like the existence of the Holocaust or the Civil Rights Movement. Her world was limited to her family's beliefs and the Idaho mountains that surrounded them. But Tara's childhood wasn't all grim. She describes the breathtaking beauty of the mountains and the bond she shared with her siblings. These moments of warmth and connection are contrasted with the darker elements of her upbringing, making the story all the more poignant. Part 2. The Family Dynamics and Abuse. One of the most shocking aspects of Tara's memoir is her recounting of the abuse she endured at the hands of her older brother Sean. While Sean could be loving and protective at times, he was also physically and emotionally abusive, calling Tara degrading names and resorting to violence to assert control over her. What's equally heartbreaking is the way Tara's parents handled, or rather, ignored the abuse. Despite witnessing some of Sean's violent behavior, they either dismissed it or blamed Tara for provoking him. This lack of protection created a deep sense of betrayal that would later fuel Tara's desire to escape her family's grasp. It's important to note that Tara doesn't just point fingers in her memoir. She writes with remarkable empathy, acknowledging the complexities of her family dynamics. Her father's paranoia, for instance, is depicted as both damaging and deeply rooted in his own mental health struggles. Tara's nuanced portrayal of her family adds layers of depth to the narrative, making it more than just a black and white tale of victimhood. Part 3. Tara's First Steps Toward Education. Tara's journey toward education began when her older brother Tyler encouraged her to pursue learning. He introduced her to music and books, planting the seed of curiosity in her mind. Inspired by Tyler, Tara decided to take a leap of faith and apply to college, despite having no formal education. At the age of 17, Tara taught herself enough math, grammar, and science to pass the ACT. Her determination paid off, and she was accepted into Brigham Young University, BYU. But college was a culture shock for Tara. She writes about the humiliating moment when she asked her professor what the word Holocaust meant, not realizing it was a major historical event. Despite these challenges, Tara thrived academically. She discovered a love for learning and began to question the beliefs she had been raised. Education opened her eyes to new perspectives, but it also created a rift between her and her family. As Tara grew intellectually, she started to see the flaws in her father's worldview and the toxic dynamics within her family. Part 4. The struggle between family and one of the central themes of Educated is Tara's struggle to reconcile her love for her family with her need for independence. Her pursuit of education came at a high cost. Her family viewed her desire to learn as a betrayal of their values, and Tara faced constant pressure to conform to their expectations. At one point, Tara attempted to repair her relationship with her parents by visiting them and trying to explain her perspective. But each time, she was met with denial and manipulation. Her father accused her of being under the influence of Satan, and her mother sided with him, choosing loyalty to her husband over her daughter. This painful estrangement forced Tara to make a difficult choice: remain loyal to her family or forge her own path. Ultimately, she chose the latter, realizing that she couldn't grow or heal while staying in an environment that stifled. Part 5. From Idaho to Cambridge. Tara's academic journey took her far beyond what she ever imagined. After graduating from BYU, she earned a Gates-Cambridge scholarship to study at the University of Cambridge in England. There, she completed a PhD in history, focusing on intellectual and cultural movement. Her transformation is nothing short of extraordinary. Tara went from a girl who didn't know what the Holocaust was to a scholar presenting research at prestigious academic institutions. Yet, even as she achieved academic success, she grappled with feelings of inadequacy and the lingering trauma of her upbringing. Tara's memoir is as much about inner transformation as it is about external achievements. Through therapy and self-reflection, she began to heal from her past and redefine her identity. She learned to embrace her newfound independence while acknowledging the scars left by her family's rejection. Part 6. Themes and Takeaways. At its core, Educated is a story about the power of knowledge and the resilience of the human spirit. It's a testament to how education can expand our horizons, challenge our beliefs, and empower us to create a better future for ourselves. The book also raises important questions about family loyalty and self-preservation. How do you love someone who doesn't respect your boundaries? How do you stay true to yourself when it means letting go of the people you care about? These are universal struggles that make Tara's story relatable, even if her circumstances are unique. For students, Educated serves as a powerful reminder of the transformative power of learning. For casual readers, it's a gripping tale of survival and self-discovery. And for everyone else, it's a call to reflect on our own beliefs, relationships, and the courage it takes to break free from toxic patterns. So, what do you think? Could you survive a childhood like Tara's? What would you do if pursuing your dreams meant risking everything, your family, your faith, your sense of self? Educated is one of those books that stays with you long after you've turned the last page. And I hope this summary inspires you to pick it up if you haven't. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more bookish content. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and remember education is the ultimate superpower.